What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I hope you all enjoyed my last open discussion video about how I would have made the Blumhouse Halloween trilogy. And I hope you all are enjoying the JCW WrestleMania week series this week. And hope you are all doing good. And as the Halloween season continues, I want to make more content like this. Like the next video like this could very well be me discussing how to fix the Thorn trilogy or something like that. But today I want to talk about what should be next for the Halloween franchise. Now, I know most people are honestly going to say nothing, because it seems that Michael Myers and Halloween is a difficult franchise to get right. You would think it isn't, but apparently it is. But I'm a super Halloween fan. Love Michael Myers, love the franchise. I've seen every movie. So obviously I would love to see more. And obviously we already know, or at least got a decent idea on what's next for the Halloween franchise, which is a cinematic universe, starting with a TV series that'll likely start at some point after Friday the 13th's TV series begins, and then there'll be movies coinciding with that TV series. I think there's at least a possibility that maybe before the decade's out we could possibly get the Halloween TV series, but ultimately I think it depends on when the Friday the 13th TV series comes out, because I do think the owners of Halloween are waiting to see how that show turns out before they do whatever they have planned with Michael Myers. But the expanded universe idea, I mean, I guess it's something new. I can say that, but I would be lying if I didn't say I'm not a big fan of it. I think, just taking like everything and making it an expanded universe, like this is Marvel or DC or Star Wars, it's just it's exhausting. I mean, yeah, it's something new, but we've seen Hollywood do so many expanded universes, and I'm just like, do we really need another one? And again, Michael Myers is such a simple character. I don't see how you could make an expanded universe about Michael Myers without alienating the fans. Now, if you were to go down that very popular idea and do a TV series that's a follow-up to Halloween 3, and then movies about Michael Myers, and they're all in like the same universe, and maybe at some point the TV and movies coincide with characters and storylines. If that were to be a thing, I could rock with that. But from all the reports I've read over the last year or two, it appears that the TV series will also be about Michael Myers. But don't take my word for that. That again, they're just rumors. Any and all rumors you hear, take with a grain of salt. And really take the whole idea of them doing a Halloween expanded universe with a grain of salt, because that's never been, to my knowledge, officially confirmed by the Akkads or by Miramax. It's just been more or less assumed that a TV series and movies are next for the Halloween franchise and expanded universe. But ideally, in this video, we're going to be talking about what I would like to see next for the Halloween franchise, and I'm gonna go on ahead and say what practically every hardcore Halloween fan is saying, can we please get a sequel to Halloween 4? I mean, it's never going to happen unless if it's in a fan film form, like a Last Nightmare, or in a Halloween Inferno form, or something like a Never Hike form. Like that's probably gonna be the only way we would ever get a sequel to Halloween 4. I don't think we would ever get one officially, which to me sucks because, Danielle Harris has shown that she really wants to do a proper follow-up to Halloween 4, even though I myself love Halloween 5. It's a guilty pleasure film for me. Ultimately, I will admit Halloween 5 is not the sequel that it needed to be to one of the best films in the franchise, Halloween 4. And I understand why the studio won't do a sequel to Halloween 4, because they'd basically be selling the movie alone on Michael Myers. And yeah, it'd still make a lot of money, but probably not as much money as they would want it to make. It'd basically be a film for the hardcore fans only, which again would make them a lot of money, but the casual audience is simply not familiar with the Jamie Lloyd story or with Halloween 4 anymore. But I still say that they should do it. I mean, like, do a one-off film, direct to Peacock or Netflix, a one-off film. You really likely wouldn't have to spend that much money on it, and it'd be a gamble worth taking, and it being a one-off film would give fans that good presentation of Michael Myers that we wanted in Halloween Ends. It's a film made and catered specifically towards hardcore fans. It's direct to streaming, ain't gotta worry about anything theatrical. I mean, it's a win-win for the studio, for fans, and for whatever streaming service gets it. It would make a good bit of money by it going direct to streaming. And yeah, sure, the film would be a one-off, and the film would definitely not be as high quality as the latest trilogy, but we wouldn't need it to be. We just want a proper sequel to Halloween 4. I don't care if it gets a theatrical release or not. That, to me, though, would just be a great way to win back hardcore fans after Halloween Ends. But as I've learned with movies, things that make sense, they typically don't do. But now that I got that elephant out of the room, that's the 100% thing that I really, 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 really want. But I know it's not gonna happen. So instead, we're gonna talk about things that I want that are more realistic, more likely to happen. So, to start off with, I would love a remake of the original Halloween. Now, I don't mean in the way Rob Zombie did it. I mean, I think Rob Zombie's idea of making Michael Myers more of a real-life serial killer was definitely an interesting take. And I do like the Rob Zombie remake, the theatrical cut specifically, but I stand on the ground that the less we know about Michael, the better. And that's something the original film got down so well, and even the latest trilogy got down so well. We knew nothing about Michael. We just knew he was evil on two legs, killing people. And that works. He's an unknown evil. And that's why I say Michael's character is at its best when we don't know why he is killing. And I think that's a fundamental flaw that the Rob Zombie movie gets. Even though I appreciate Zombie's idea to try something different to make Halloween his own, overall, it's just not that good of an idea, even though I do like the movie. But I'll admit, I do typically just kind of ignore all the parts with Kid Michael Myers and jump straight up to the actual remake portion of the film. And to me, that's when the film gets really, really good. So my idea for a Halloween remake would be really one of two ways of doing it. Either make it a period piece or set it in the modern day. But either way, I'd want it to be a beat for beat for beat retelling of the original. I mean, if you want to change characters' names with the exception of Michael and Judith, if you want to maybe give Michael a higher body count than the original movie in this and maybe add a few additional scenes, that'd be fine. But I would just really like to see what a beat for beat remake of the original Halloween would look like. Obviously, you're not gonna recapture that same magic from 1978, but I do think it would be a cool love project to the Halloween franchise, to the original film, and specifically to do a beat for beat for beat remake. Now, as far as which I would prefer, for it to be a period piece from the late 70s to early 80s or a modern day film, I mean, either one would work, but I kind of like the period piece idea more because we know that they can nail that late 70s, early 80s feel extremely well, and that's more of a kind of world that I would like to reside in. And it would also be a lot easier to do that kind of beat for beat remake style without having to address it being, modern day and cell phones and all that. So I'd prefer it to be a period piece to the late 70s, but obviously, you could set it in the modern day if you wish. So a beat for beat for beat retelling and remake of the original Halloween is definitely something I would like to see. I think many people would say that they would not want to see that, and a lot of people would have an issue with it in the sense that we've seen this before, why are we getting it again? And that's a fair criticism, but I would just really love to see, with a new cast and with the modern effects and all that we have, I would love to see what a beat for beat retelling of the original Halloween would look like. Obviously, it wouldn't be as good as the original film, and this doesn't need to happen because the original film is perfect. It is flawless. But I would like to see, as I've said, what a beat for beat remake of the original Halloween would look like. My next idea would be a sequel to Halloween 2. Now, as far as where you would take the story, I really don't know, but one thing that I've kind of come to feel is that Halloween 2018 should have kept Halloween 2 canon, because it would have made Laurie's character, would have made the story and the movie overall far more impactful by having Michael Myers, have that huge kill count that he had after Halloween 2, and make Laurie's paranoia even more justified. and and how it affects her family make even more sense. And then you also don't have to deal with the Dr. Sartain character at all in the movie. He could be the proper follow-up to Dr. Loomis now, rather than being a twisted doctor, because you don't need a plot device to get Michael to Laurie's house, because Laurie would be Michael's target and Laurie's family would be Michael's target. So while I understand why Halloween 2018 was a direct sequel to the original, and it does work as a direct sequel to the original, I just feel 2018's Halloween would have been better story-wise if it were a follow-up to Halloween 2. So I would love to see Halloween 2 made canon again. It is one of the best, if not the best, sequel in the entire franchise. And honestly, I feel is tied with Halloween 2018 as my second favorite Halloween movie. And, I would love to see a sequel to Halloween 2 again. What the story would be, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want Laurie Strode in on this movie. I would rather, if any Strode were to be present, I'd want it to be like a son, a daughter, a grandson, a granddaughter, something like that. But Laurie herself, I would not want present in this movie. But also, it could be about entirely new characters, not even related to Michael Myers, and it be still a follow-up to Halloween 2. And then again, as far as like how many years, would it be modern day, would it be 20 years later, 30 years later? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a film writer, but I just think, picking up after Halloween 2 would be a good place for the franchise to be at, because there's a lot you could do there. Maybe you could do something where Michael stick to the original ending of Halloween 2's idea, which would be Michael died, and maybe Michael, we have an entirely new killer where he's just like Michael Myers. He more or less is Michael Myers, and we have a Friday the 13th Part 5 kind of idea. And the question with this new killer would be like, is Michael Myers like transferring his soul into this person because his previous body was destroyed by the fire, or what's going on? Like, there's a lot of cool ideas you could do with a sequel to Halloween 2. Or if Michael Myers himself is back, he could be this burnt, charred, half dead, zombified thing. Like, there's a lot of cool ideas I feel you could do with a follow-up to Halloween 2, especially without the limitation of having to deal with Laurie Strode. But all in all, Halloween is a franchise you can do many things with the many timelines. I mean, most likely they're probably just going to do another follow-up to the original. That's probably just going to be the way they do things now. I don't see any other films being made canon again. Like, I don't see them revisiting the H2O timeline, the Zombieverse, the Thorn trilogy, or the Blumhouse trilogy. I just think from here on out, Halloween movies will just build off the foundation of the original, or be some kind of remake, but never say never. So, out of all these options that I've laid forth, the most likely one would be a remake of the original, but we all know that this new timeline's likely just going to build off of the original film. And that's okay, just as long as they do stuff right. And as long as they keep Laurie Strode's character away too. I like Laurie Strode, but I got my dose of her character in the latest trilogy. Give me something with Dr. Loomis. That's ideally what I'd like to see if we're not gonna get anything with Jamie. But with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.